So, you might be wondering, how on earth did he get here? Well, that's a pretty long story, so we're gonna have to turn back the clock a little bit. Okay, growing up, I've always been a fairly indecisive person, so I knew that I would probably never end up getting a tattoo, unless it was something truly special, because otherwise, I just couldn't justify it. It would also need to have some sort of significance and show some sort of deeper meaning. I want to be able to tell someone this great story to anyone who ever asks me. I would want it to be a reminder of something. For as long as I can remember, I have always been fascinated by the phoenix. Not only is a firebird just inherently cool, but for millennia, mythology has been riddled with this creature, with the power to resurrect itself. Its cyclical rebirth not only can represent new beginnings, as new life rises from the ashes, it represents hope. I know what you're probably thinking. This is nice and all, but this is a Pokemon channel. What does any of this have to do with Pokemon? Well, I am a complete and utter nerd. Now, a phoenix tattoo would be very cool, but without some kind of relation to pop culture or something I love, it wouldn't feel, well, me. I wanted something that would reflect that regardless of who I become in my future, I will always be the same little excitable kid deep down. So I went back to the chalkboard. As a huge X-Men fan, I considered getting one of Jean Grey and the Phoenix Force, but I figured that my eventual wife might not be too keen. At my first year of university, to be honest, I had been in a pretty rough spot before Scarlet and Violet came around, and it ended up just becoming my escape and re-established Pokemon as one of my main pastimes as I picked up shiny hunting as a hobby. It was at this point I realised the answer had been sat in front of me all along. I had been looking for a phoenix to have tattooed, and there it was. Of course, it had to be Ho-Oh. It is said that anyone who is lucky enough to see a Ho-Oh will be blessed with eternal happiness. As a 21-year-old, I'm now reaching the point of my life where I set out on my own adventure. As he sets off, Ash is then blessed by Ho-Oh. So, I hope it can do the same for me on my journey. However, at the end of this first episode of the anime, the Ho-Oh we see is not the final design we see on the box art of Pokemon Gold. No. This thing has a golden appearance, much like a shiny, if I do say so myself. I knew that if I was going to have it as a tattoo, I was going to want to go on a quest to find my own shiny Ho-Oh. I had to earn this. But it wasn't going to be quite that simple. You see, to hunt a Ho-Oh in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you have to find it at Ramnas Park, but you can only encounter it after having already caught all of the legendary beasts. This is because Ho-Oh acts as the trio master for these legendary beasts. The tale goes that in Ecruteak City, the burnt tower, well, burnt down, while some Pokemon were still inside. There are many fan theories that these were the original evolutions, Jolteon, Vaporeon, and Flareon, who were then resurrected by Ho-Oh as these legendary beasts, Suicune, Entei, and Raikou. But it didn't feel quite right to just catch them and move on to hunting Ho-Oh. Like I say, I wanted to earn this thing. Plus, ever since watching Pokemon Forever about 15 years ago, Suicune had become one of my absolute favourite Pokemon. I wasn't about to pass up the opportunity to shiny hunt one. It had been decided. I was going to shiny hunt all of the legendary beasts before going on to the grail that was their trio master Ho-Oh. I also thought it would be really cool to have my hands on all the legendary beasts, as they were some of the first shiny legends to be featured within anime context, that of course coming in the Zoroark movie. It had begun, and of course, the first beast I wanted to hunt was going to be Suicune, my boy. This would actually make Suicune my first ever soft reset hunt. So, like I say, I got cracking on this shiny Suicune. Unfortunately, I don't have the original footage because this was long before I ever conceived of starting a YouTube channel. However, luckily for me, I was sat in a PlayStation party chatting with some of my friends when I managed to find it after just 2,900 encounters. Literally, like, the only thing that I could think
Oh my god.
You're right.
That was genuine.
No
what the fuck happened?
fucking way. No fucking
Oh,
way.
you got the
2,900.
Oh my god, he got... Nice, good shit.
Wait,
wait. I shut myself then. I thought you'd seen a spider or something.
Yes.
Holy shit.
I thought so. What happened?
He, shiny hunting, he got one.
And after a brief detour to shiny hunt an Arceus, which I also found after just 2,750 encounters, I was on a roll. A roll that would continue as I returned to my quest, because Entei was going to be found even quicker, at half the amount. at 1,350 encounters. I couldn't believe my luck. All 3 of my first shiny hunts had been under odds. At this point, it was going to be a piece of cake. I was going to be able to find them all before Christmas. Shortly after finding that Entei, I ended up moving to a new area to live on my own whilst I completed a year's internship. I had a lot more on my plate now working full time, and whilst I had already made a start on Raikou, I would end up shelving these shiny hunts for a few months while I settled in and I focused on some other hobbies. But then, as the new year rang in, I vowed that I would resume my hunts, and as the bare minimum, I would get them done before the summer of 2025, so I could get my tattoo in between my internship and returning to my final year of studies. It was also going to be my 21st birthday in July, so I was hoping to get it shortly after that. So, like I say, I continued my Raikou resets, and around a month later, I began documenting it, because I finally decided to start my YouTube channel.
Day 0 of the drift fail, dude.
And now, here we are today. It is currently the 1st of March, and yeah, I've been at this Raikou for a long ass time now. I'm nearing 8k encounters, and I have a feeling this could go on for a lot longer. I could see this being my shiny, I mean it already is my longest shiny hunt ever. I could comfortably see this reaching like the 10, 15k, 20k mark. After my moaning and groaning as I approached double odds, later that day, lightning finally struck.
Connected.
Yes, I'm recording
can you,
now.
like,
I accidentally
you
was in the wrong scene, but oh my god.
Can you share your screen? I want to see.
I haven't done a practice in so long. First thing first, spore.
That's beautiful.
Go to sleep.
Not quite double odds, but close.
I like the look of the shiny so much more now I'm actually seeing it. It looks so much
After
better
seeing
than
it like
before.
regular colours.
Yeah, because it feels a lot more gold than I always imagined it. I didn't actually hit double odds.
Right there. Oh.
Yeah.
Hey!
That's the trio complete, baby. On to the Ho-Oh.
3.
There it is. The Johto room completed. Now I'm on. I can do it. I can do it now. After having successfully caught all the beasts and spending a fair few hours looking for mysterious shards, I was finally ready to begin my hunt of my grail, Ho-Oh. Okay, so as you saw earlier today, I managed to get my Raikou finally. That had been my longest shiny hunt ever. So I'm hoping that this one's going to be quicker. But as you can see, it's Ho-Oh. And that does mean I've caught all 3 shiny legendary dogs. And this is the final one I'm hunting. So let's see how long it takes me. At this point, I came out swinging. I was literally obsessed.
I want my bird.
I was fully locked in, getting anywhere between 400 and 700 encounters in a day. I never wanted to put my Switch down. I would say goodnight to my friends and then carry on doing resets while I brushed my teeth and get ready for bed. Until one night, I began to regret it. Okay, so I'm sat here, depressed. I was literally in bed, saw a golden bird, just sprang out of bed, put it on my dock, ready to record me trying to catch it. And unfortunately, where I had stick drift, I then went to put my other controller in, thinking, right, that controller doesn't have stick drift. Little did I know, before my screen booted up, I had accidentally clicked A and run away. I have officially failed my first ever shiny, and I am shattered at 4522 encounters. Safe to say at this point, I felt pretty dejected after wasting about 3,500 encounters, but I had caught a glimpse of this shiny phoenix. I knew I would find it again. If you think about it, it's rather fitting that if I was going to fail any of these shinies, it would be Ho-Oh. Not only is it my end goal, the ultimate boss, but after all, it's a phoenix. They rise from the ashes. This lit a fire in me. I wasn't going to let it defeat me. I was even managing 500, 600 encounters, even on work days. It was more of an inevitability than anything else. I was completely insane, and after just a week, the bird sparkled once again. Here we are. A week of resets straight. I managed 3.5k resets in 1 week, and it's back. But now I've got to catch it. This is so scary. I mean, it's a pain in the arse because it's got recover in its learn set, and I didn't prep very well, so my Breloom is weak to like all its attacks. So wish me luck, guys. Okay, so in theory I should have like a 20% chance to catch this. in a time war at this point. Come on, 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 come on. Yes!
Vindication!
Come on! Yes! That's them complete, baby. Let's go! So, after my first ever shiny fail, it has risen from the ashes, baby. Let's go. Watch my game crash now. Oh, it's so pretty. I have got my board. And this meant that after about a year and a grand total of 20,251 encounters on this quest, I had done it. I had finally caught all of my shiny legendaries, and now it meant that there was only one thing left to do. And after doing months and months of research, I found an artist that I thought would be perfect. Her name is Tiggy. Her studio is Mount Moon, based in Gloucester, which did mean it was a 3-hour journey to get there, but I'm pretty sure once you see the final result, you'll agree that it was worth it. Her and fellow resident artist Leah are both amazing. They're really accommodating, really friendly, nice to chat to, and the environment there is incredible. The decoration is glorious. I can't recommend them enough, and I'll put links to their bios down in the description below. Without further ado, take it away, past me. So, today is the day. It's finally happening. And after about half hour on the road already, oh no, scratch that, it's been about an hour. We've still got like 2.5 to go, so fun times, but at least I'm going to be spending like the entire day shiny hunting. There's 0 so far, but I'm working on an upcoming video, so we got a nice little side quest today. Let's see how many we can get. Literally just about to arrive, and then finally my target is there. And yes, this is absolutely enormous for my first tattoo, but hey, go big or go home.
How are we doing? Yeah?
Yeah. Can I just start my counter now?
Right.
I swear to God, if I get this first check now, I don't know what you're doing.
First bit of colour. Excellent. What do you think?
No, like, yeah, fire red.
Absolutely sick.
Like I say, it was pretty big for a first tattoo, so we couldn't quite get it all done in the initial day session, which meant that I had to wait 6 weeks until the end of the summer in order to get it finished. And this was just the week before, as you can see, I moved back to university, so it's been pretty busy, hence the slow roll on the content. Unfortunately, throughout these sessions, our shiny luck wasn't quite in, because we carried it across into the second session as well, and on this day, the only shiny we managed to find was a shiny Chinchino, but hey, it's better than nothing. And now, 2 weeks later, as you can see, lovely and healed, and it's something that I'm going to treasure for the rest of my life. Now, I couldn't be happier with the final result. So, as you can see with this piece finished, at the moment I only have Ho-Oh and Suicune. After all, that was my grail and my favourite of the beasts. Tiggy managed to incorporate the burnt tower and the sun in the background, and just strings the piece together and tells the story that I wanted it to. So, that's it. That's the adventure completed. I am so happy with the outcome, and it was something I really wanted to do before ZA. I'd sort of set myself a few goals in mind to sort of keep me tied over until the new game came out. So, like I say, it was shiny hunting these, the shiny Arceus I mentioned earlier in the video, as well as hunting at least one of all the shiny starters, completing my bucket list. Like I say, as that adventure concludes, there's a whole new set of adventures beginning. ZA's coming out in, when I release this video, probably only a week now. Keep your eyes peeled for maybe some content around that. And as well, I've been working on a huge project for quite a while, for months now, and it's just a few little things that I need to fill in the gaps for before that's ready. Again, that might take a couple months to get the video finalised and put out. With all that being said, thank you so much for joining me on my journey. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.